The Kick and Makeup MMA show is brought to you by Neon Energy Drink. Light it up.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Well, I'm going. Go on, then. Can I kick it?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Kick and Makeup Show. I'm the American Hybrid Nick Cunningham. With me, as always, Jeremy J.D. Dorsey. It's February 1st. It's pretty much a beautiful day out.
It is, man.
Yeah,
it's about 45 degrees in sunny Davenport, Iowa.
Right, and we are live from our home here at Analog Arcade Bar, 302 Brady Street, Davenport, Iowa. Man, at this point, if you guys are watching the show and you're in the Quad Cities and you haven't, maybe just not watch the show. I'll give you permission to stop the show right now. Get down here, downtown Davenport. Check this place out, right? Can we give them permission to just stop?
Yeah.
Like, just put pause, come down here, play some games, have some spirits, order some food, have it, whatever you guys want here. You know, you order the food, they come, they bring it. Just get down here, man. This place is awesome. I love being here.
Yeah, I mean, this is about the only place that will give you permission to just slide out of watching our show and head down here and do something else, because otherwise I just want you to put our shows on replay over and over again. We could use all the hits, so we'd appreciate that. But if you're not doing that, come on down to Analog.
We also like to give a thank you to our sponsor, Neon Energy Drink. Go to glowenergy.neonenergyclub.com. Check out all the stuff about them. Awesome product. I just want to say too, the other day I was so tired, and I had a Neon Energy drink, and then I ran 700 miles afterwards.
700? That's it?
700.
That's it?
And I just had stuff to do later, so it wasn't even like the drink kept me going still. Probably for another, who knows, 700, 800, and the day was a quick 15,000 miles.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, like, the drink's ridiculously good. We had it on the show a couple of shows ago. We need to have it again.
We got a case on the way.
Man, that's all I need to do.
It didn't make it in time for today's show, but we got a case on the way.
So that's Neon Energy Drink. Check them out at glowenergy.neonenergyclub.com. And man, we got a lot to talk about today, man. But before we do that, we got to get the particulars out of the way on the show. This is the Kick and Makeup Show. www.kickandmakeup.com is the website. Go there to check out all of our archive shows, pictures, just random stuff that, you know, we throw up whenever we want to. That's kickandmakeup.com. Kick and Makeup Facebook group page. Go ahead and join that. Our Twitter handles, the shows, and JD's is at kickandmakeup.com. Mine's at Hybrid MMA. We're on Instagram. Obviously, you're watching YouTube, so we're on that. Thank you guys so much for all the likes and support and shares lately. Man, our numbers are growing, so that means we got to keep this up, keep on the grind.
And if you just so happen to like stumble on our channel, like there's a subscribe button somewhere around here. Like just hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything that we do. And also right below us, probably right under where I'm at, there's a like button. If you can hit that thumbs up button, man, people don't understand what those likes do. Like those likes help you to be found easier on searches. So if you get an opportunity, man, just go ahead. It only takes like half of a split of a second. So just go ahead and hit that like button. We greatly appreciate it.
Half of a split of a second.
Half a split.
Man, half a split. Everybody's got time for half a split, right?
If you don't have time for half a split, I don't even understand how you're watching the show.
How many half a splits is this show then? Like
I don't know.
1,000 half a splits?
At least.
Let's not do math. So before we get into the format of our show, which is, if you guys don't know, this is your first time, welcome. And how we do this is we do the high kick of the week, the low kick of the week, and that's some bull kick. The high kick's the best thing going on in our opinion. The low kick's the worst thing going on. And the bull kick is where we just talk shit about something for about, 10 minutes and just rant and rave about what's weird going on. Some bad call, something goofy that shouldn't have happened. That's bull kick.
Yeah, bull kicky.
Bull kicky. Bull kicky.
Speaking of talking shit, I just want to explain to everybody, like, yeah, we got 2 mics today, so all those people complaining about not being able to hear us, I hope you can hear us now. But if you notice, his has the logo on it, mine doesn't. Like, that's kind of on purpose because he's got the championship belt. So like, if you see the person with this wonderful design mic thing on, I don't know what they call those, logo mic, whatever. If he has the logo mic, or if I have the logo mic, that means that I'm like sort of running shit this week. Or like if we have a predictions for a UFC event,
like
the person with the logo mic is the one who won the prediction. So we're gonna have a little bit of a ongoing thing. So you know, if you want to keep track of who has the mic, you can kind of do that. But I guarantee you that this is the last week that he's gonna have it. So
I like that.
You know.
I feed off that.
Little competition amongst
man.
friends, amongst
Right.
hosts. I like that too.
Yes, we've got some good stuff to call too with the upcoming week. So we've definitely got some good cards coming up. Before yeah, go ahead.
One more thing. I just want to thank all the new followers we got on Twitter. We gained a bunch over the last weekend. So just want to say shout out to you guys and appreciate you for coming through
Yes.
and following us on Twitter.
Breaking news. Like that?
I like it.
Hey, I
I'm
like
gonna have to like cut that and use that for like a ringtone or something.
Ben Henderson signs with Bellator. That just happened about maybe 2-3 hours ago.
Yep.
Popped up on the feed, so I feel like gotta pen that in.
Yep.
You know, already had the script done, but we gotta add that. Ben Henderson signs with Bellator. I feel like Bellator. Yes.
Pat on the back. Pat me. If you can remember a few episodes back, we kind of talked about nope. We kind of talked about whether some of the like World Series of Fighting or Bellator, if they were going to go after some of the UFC free agents.
Oh yes, all right.
And they did. And I give them credit for going after Ben and saying like, we can design a whole, sort of division and also show exactly what we're about as a company behind Ben Henderson. So big kudos to Bellator. I hope they're deciding that they don't want to really be a part of the showy side of MMA, but hey, that's what they do.
That's what I'm saying, man. Bellator is like the first thing I thought of was they're in a relationship. They're like the push-puller. They push you away when they do like cards, like they're gonna coming up here, Kimbo and Shamrock, and then or Dada 5000, excuse me, and then they pull you back in when they sign somebody like Benson Henderson, so you can't even be mad at them. We're staring at a picture of Adam Sandler right now. It's like when he yells at his girlfriend, "Fine, get out of here, leave." I'm sorry, baby. Come on back. That's how I feel about what did to us.
Yep.
So I'm good though, man.
Thank you for listening to us, man. I know you guys watch the show, so thank you.
Thanks a lot. Yeah,
You can put us on the payroll too if you want.
Oh, definitely, man. Cost some stuff, and whenever we go to the events, VIP booths.
Yeah. Why not?
I like it. But that's huge though. So very curious to see, what they do with him, who he fights first, where he fights, 55,
Right.
70. He's been bouncing around too, so curious.
And I hope Bellator doesn't stop there. There's a few other notable free agents that they could be going after, so I hope that they decide that, hey, this is just the first of a few guys that we're going to sign and try to sort of recommit to the more mainstream type of fights that everybody wants to see.
Right. So, I hope there's some breaking news like this every day we shoot, man.
Yeah.
Just add a little bit. But let's get into the first part of the show, which is the high kick. And, man, finally we can give the UFC the high kick. Everybody in the organization, for me, gets the high kick this week. So they made what could have been a terrible pay-per-view with this one coming up, UFC 196. Cain Velasquez and Fabricio Werdum both pulled out this week, or last week, excuse me. So Cain Velasquez pulls out with a back injury. Legitimate, seems legit.
Oh, 100%.
His back's suspect a lot. He gets injured a lot, so I believe that one. So what they did next is they put Stipe Miocic. He's gonna fight Fabricio Werdum now. The day after that, Werdum pulls out saying he has a nagging foot injury. We're gonna talk about that later. So the UFC moves Johny Hendricks and Stephen Thompson to the main event. Awesome. Roy Nelson, Jared Roshalt, the co-main event, and it's free now on Fox Sports 1 as a fight night. Man, please tell me that it just shows that the UFC has learned so much. They could have charged that one. It would have been the worst pay-per-view in the last 10 years. And now they did something for the fans. It's just amazing, man. They make it a free card. It's still a great card. Josh Burkman, KJ New, Mike Pyle. And now it's Johny Hendricks on the main event, free card. What a great move by them not to make it a pay-per-view, and that's got to be the high kick for me this week.
I know they probably felt like they were forced to do something like that, but as a fan, you have to be appreciative of something like this because, like we always say, we're going to buy everything, we're going to watch everything. So Lord knows we would have paid our, $50-$60 to watch that, but to see that they decided to give it to the fans for free, like you said, it really shows that they've been listening to their feedback. It shows that they're really trying to be an organization for the fans, and that's not something that we could have said a few years back. So big time kudos and credit to them for, you know, sort of taking the loss and realizing that, man, you know what, well, the only way that we can sort of spin this positive is to say we're just going to give back to the fans and make this a free card. So I'm glad they were able to pull that off.
And I don't know if you're noticing already, though, even within the last 2 months, the FS1 cards and the Free Fox cards and the Fight Pass cards are killing it, man. And the only pay-per-view cards really doing well right now are the Conor McGregor cards. Or, you know, I mean, that's very weird to me, and I don't know if they're looking at that too, and they've really got to, you know, stack these pay-per-view. And the next pay-per-view coming up now is the Conor McGregor fight,
right? So
that becomes UFC 196. It's so much better than when they had to fully cancel a card, and it goes on there like that, the asterisk. And they didn't cancel; they just readjusted. Plenty of time to do that. Great card. So, you know, we're gonna dive into later about Cain Velasquez and Fabricio Werdum a little bit. But just looking at this card too, man. Johny Hendricks, Stephen Thompson. Pretty good fight. And we're gonna, you know, well, we can talk about it now instead of previewing later. But that's a big fight right now for the future of Johny Hendricks.
It sure is. No one really knows what type of Johny Hendricks we're gonna get at this point. He's sort of been out the loop and out the game for so long that you almost forget about him amongst all the other stars. But among that, you know, during that time where you were forgetting, you forget of, you know, how long he held the belt, what a devastating puncher he is, and or I should say striker he is, and how much of a force he was in his division. So I'm really interested to see what he does upon coming back. Is his cardio going to be an issue? What exactly has he changed anything about his fight game? You know, I don't really know what to expect, and that's what makes it so intriguing. And he's not facing a slouch either. Like,
no, and that's what I was saying too. What an odd matchup too.
Right.
I mean, they couldn't be more of different fighters. You know, you've got the Stephen Thompson, Wonderboy Thompson. That's just this karate, taekwondo master. It's kind of like when they put Lyoto Machida versus whoever. You always thought that Lyoto Machida, you know, throws you off so much with his style that whatever your game is, you're going to have to adjust it because Wonderboy's stance is different. You've got Hendricks' power in there. It's a tough fight to call, really. I just picture, you know, him taking Stephen Thompson down quickly and it being a grindy fight. But because you don't want to stand outside Thompson's range. He's got those kicks, you know, those crazy wheel kicks, all kinds of stuff. So he doesn't want to get caught. I just think he's going to grind him out like he usually does, and he may get the, you know. Do you see a knockout? I see a decision win for Hendricks.
Yeah, that's what I would probably guess too. Like you said, I don't think he's going to want to stand up necessarily with him, but I can see him getting him down at some point, and, you know, maybe somehow being able to grind out a W that way.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be a very entertaining fight, but stylistically, that's probably the approach that he's going to take. I think a lot of people forget that he's a national champion wrestler as well as a, you know, ridiculous striker. So I'm kind of guessing that's the approach that he's going to take that go around.
I like this card too because even saying that, the main event may not be that fun to watch as a fan's point of view. But Roy Nelson and Jared Roshalt in the co-main event, anytime Roy Nelson fights, he's a fan crowd pleaser. He can absorb shots like no other. He can give them out like no other. And he's always a fun card. So what a great co-main event to set up the main event, which is pretty much, I just feel like that sentence was stupid right there. What a great co-main event to set up the main event, which is pretty much the definition of
that's all right, but no, we've seen some bad co-mains too, so
I guess.
it's a good one. It's one of the better ones.
And then after that too, Ovince Saint Preux, Joseph Benividez, Mike Pyle. Benividez and Mike Pyle is going to be very exciting. And then for me, the one that I'm really looking forward to is the Josh Burkman versus KJ Noons.
Yeah.
I'm a huge KJ Noons fan. I've been one for a while. He's the preliminary main event at Fox Sports 1 main event. So I think it's a good night of fights. It's all on Fox Sports 1. So you turn on Fox Sports 1 at what, 5 o'clock?
Right.
And it's going to go
all the way through.
To damn near midnight.
Yep.
So what a cool night of fights. If you're just at home doing nothing, if you're having some people over, you can throw in the fights in the background for free. But just good job for the UFC. I'm so happy that they're making decisions like this. and they're not just doing what seems right for them. They're doing what seems right for everybody.
I don't know if this is, you know, just my marketing mind coming out, but I kind of feel as though the UFC realizes that there's a chunk in time, like during February, March, and usually early April, where there's an emptiness in sports because football is gone, and they can really capitalize on that and take advantage of that sort of void that you have in sports. So, and I noticed that they kind of piggyback on to certain things like they did with the you know, coming off of the early playoffs and then going straight into football. So hopefully this is another added benefit of them rescheduling this for a regular, not for a regular show, but for not having it be a pay-per-view.
When they're doing that again, I believe the Cowboy Fight Night is a Sunday night too, so I have to feel like something else is going around on that Saturday night that they're going to want it on that Sunday, or else it would have been on the Saturday.
Right.
So smart for them. UFC gets the high kick. Awesome, man. Co-high kick. So we've got a co-high kick. Co-high. That sounds Asian. Co-high kick. I'm part Asian, so I can do that.
You can say it.
It's allowed. Anthony Rumble Johnson's win over Ryan Bader this weekend, man. First round knockout. It was very Rumble-esque, is what I thought. It seemed to put him next in line to fight for the title after Jones and Cormier 2, which is supposed to get announced later this week. Probably going to be, well, has New York even passed yet? It's supposed to be in New York if New York would just get on the ball and pass, legalize MMA. But either way, it's probably going to be April, I would imagine. Jones and Cormier 2 somewhere. But man, Rumble doing what Rumble does, doing what Rumble was supposed to do. I mean, very few people thought that, you know, Bader would win, grind him out. He didn't get a chance. Bader shot early. Rumble
And that was it.
Stopped it
That
and
was
just
it.
drug him over to the cage and knocked him out.
Yep. Exactly right. Exactly what you thought was gonna happen. Exactly what we pretty much said was gonna happen, and it happened. So I don't really think that Bader is a slouch or anything, but Rumble Johnson is a whole different breed in and of itself. So it's gonna be really crazy to see if he's one of those fighters that's just on the cusp, sort of like who do we always say that is? Oh, like Uriah Faber.
Yeah.
Like, is he gonna be that perpetual number 2, 3 guy, or is he eventually gonna be able to take on Jones or Cormier, whoever wins, and be able to pull out that W?
You know, and I was trying to think of too. So Jones and Rumble is a great fight in itself now, and I like it even better that Jones is bigger and stronger. I feel like that just makes me more intrigued of the fight too. We saw Rumble and Cormier won already. All Cormier needs to do is do the same thing, and he'll get the win again.
Yep.
So Rumble, it's more on Rumble to really go back and work on his wrestling, work on his getting up off your back, because and you've got to train with guys that are heavier than you, that just lay on you, and you got to figure out a way to get out. Jones and I feel like him and Jones though have more, that'd be more of an entertaining fight. I don't know if I can see Rumble beating Jones though, because if they stand and trade in there too, Jones has more of an arsenal of weapons, but I think that Rumble hits harder too, so if one goes through, he may catch him, but there's more likelihood of Jones winning that fight right now. But this fight, I put even here, UFC 200, so you have Cormier and Jones fight in April. Can they be ready again in July? April, May, June, July?
I can see that.
So we've got that on maybe the third to the first card, in the main event.
Yep.
That'd be, and like you said before, all the titles on the line, UFC 200.
That'd be action-packed fight either way. And I think when, like we always tend to do with UFC 200, we sort of just try to play fantasy Dana White and pick and choose, but I think you could go a whole lot of other ways that would be worse than, putting that on that type of card. And I think that we're at the point now where I would say after this next month, those fights are probably going to be too soon to have those guys fighting again. So, this is probably right on that cusp where you could really do it and it'd be all right.
They've got to put Jones on the 200 card.
Unless he decides to just blow his life on some more coke or something, blow his life on blow.
Whoa. Ha ha. Blow on blow.
Ha.
Sad. sad. We just ended the high kick with such a sad note. We're not even to the low kick yet, man. We're really proud of you, John Jones.
We are.
Please keep on the straight and narrow.
Yep. And when you see us
we love you.
we love you. Yes, we love you.
We're so scared now. We'll just like turn into turtles in our show. Sorry, John Jones. All right. So speaking of Coco, the Coco high kick.
Coco high
and
kick.
it really says that. What happened to this show right now, man? So the Coco high kick.
Coco
high kick.
Is that like the black high kick?
That's what I was driving here. I wanted you to say it first.
Yep.
Because I was thinking, like, is that like the nice, like, even the music? Now for the Coco high kick. So chocolatey when it comes off. So
The smooth Coco high kick of the
dang,
week.
This music perfect for this right now. We gotta have like is there a Coco Crisps? Is that character? Can he throw a kick where the cereal flies out of his foot? Somebody make that one, please.
Yep.
All right, so the Coco high kick goes to Ben Rothwell with his win over Josh Barnett this weekend in the co-main event of this last weekend's fight. He's the first one to submit Barnett in over 20 years. Wow.
That's crazy.
Right there. I mean, that, like he said in his interview, that's a notch on his belt. That's enough right there. But even after that, you know, he's on a 4-fight win streak right now, 4 dominant wins. I put he's the dark horse of the heavyweight division right now. He's just that guy that's slowly creeping his way back to the top, and he's one of those guys that I just have never seen as a UFC heavyweight champion, and I don't know why, because every time he gets in there, he, like this last fight, throws fucking lunch boxes. He's just dominant, man. He's good on the mic. You know, he started his own gym, so I mean, he's just he's smart. He's what you want a champion to be, and he's on a streak right now. And he, you know, with all this crap going on in the heavyweight division, he could slide in there very quickly. He called out, you know, Stipe. He called out Cain, and I think his next fight's gonna be somebody up there. He was ranked number 7 going into this. He's, you know, I feel like after the weekend or maybe even tomorrow, whenever they release it, he's top 5 now, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
He's right under Stipe. He's right under everybody. With all these injuries, interim heavyweight coming up.
Could be.
You know?
Could be.
Good job, though, for him, man. That was a fun win, man. And a
It was.
submission win, too,
It
man.
was. It was. It was a surprising submission win. I kind of feel as though, and I feel bad for bringing darkness to the Coco high kick.
It is called the Coco high kick, though.
But I fucking hate the heavyweight division. I'm tired of people being hurt. I'm tired of seeing things being put off. I think the heavyweight division is just really in dire need of a star. I'm not gonna announce my contendership with you know, to jump into the heavyweight division.
Actually, yes, we are. Everybody, check it out. No.
I'm not as pretty as Sage, so I can't get the push. Dana White shot. But yeah, I just kind of feel like the heavyweight division isn't intriguing enough for me, and I really think that it needs some life. I would love to see somebody come along and really take ownership of that division outside of Cain. Only because I can't trust them to be healthy, and if you can't have somebody be healthy, it's really just, you know, you just got the belt collecting dust at this point. So I'm hoping somebody comes along the way and, you know, can sort of reinvigorate the division.
That's been the thing with the heavyweight division in the last 10 years. It's been the ongoing joke, like nobody holds the belt for longer than like 2 fights. They win it, they defend it, and then they lose it. They win it, they defend it, and they lose it. Cain was probably the most dominant champion in a long time because he was so quick in his style, and he didn't look like a heavyweight really. But now he's, you know, he's getting up there. He's
Breaking down.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you're that big. I mean, I would know, because that's what happens when you're that big. You just break down your bones. You know, I'm pushing, you know, 185 now. But I mean, when you're 240, 250, you're fighting, you're training. That's hard. I mean, that's hard. You're throwing those kicks. That's your knees. That's your back. You're just getting slammed. I mean, it's a lot. So you know, I'm with it too. That right now there's so much more going on in the sport that I don't really care about the heavyweight division right now.
Right.
And their cards, if you haven't noticed too, they're heavyweight cards. Whenever they do a heavyweight championship on the line, it's like, let's get all the heavyweights for this one card.
Line them up.
And then they all fight, and then you don't really hear about them again for a little while.
Yep.
Like, so I feel like, this card was going to be that coming up. Now it's not again. Fabricio Werdum, we're going to talk about him a little bit later.
Yeah.
But there's so much more going on that I don't hate the heavyweight division. I just don't care about it right now. So, whatever, man. It's like that fight where you watch it, it's not going to be that great. Somebody's going to get knocked out.
Right.
That's why Ben Rothwell was so cool to see him submit Josh Barnett.
Yeah, at least that's something that you could kind of hang your.
That was fun.
Hang
I
the
didn't
hat
see
on,
that
yeah.
coming. I didn't see that coming. It was a nice change of what I thought was going to happen. So that's why he gets the Coco high kick.
Coco high kick, yep.
So,
If we do a Coco high kick again, it can only be given out by me.
okay.
Let's make that rule.
I thought that coming into this show. Driving here, I was like, how do you ask your co-host about this? Nah, it's not that big of a deal.
I was gonna say, of all people,
Just
I'm
kidding.
totally down to be
Say what I
exploited for my race.
Yes, I mean, I bowed about 10 minutes ago, so I also like to exploit my own race as well. All right, so the low kick, man. Low kick goes to Sage Northcutt on his loss on Saturday night. Now, let me just say that it's not that he lost the way I gave him the low kick, it's how he lost. How he lost. So he gave up, right?
100%. If you go on the Kick and Make Up Twitter feed, it was me tweeting as I always am, and I kind of went into it saying that, sort of riding on the fence a little bit. Like I hedged my bet a little bit. I said that I wanted him to prove it. I wanted him to show me what he has, and prove that push is coming from a good place. But the way that fight went, it turned out how I expected it to turn out.
Yeah.
And not to take anything, well, forget it. He's 19. Yes, I get that. He's a good fighter for 19. He should not be in the UFC. He should be somewhere working on his craft. I get that he looks like a Ken doll. I get that he has frosted tips in his hair. I don't have hair. Yes, I understand that. So I'm a little bit bitter, just a little bit. But I don't think that he deserves to be in the UFC. He has a glaring flaw in his game. If you get him down, it is over. You saw the man tap, and I mean, Joe Rogan was trying to be as nice as he could about it, but I've seen some quick taps, and now that was a quick tap, and he wasn't in a good place for that triangle. It didn't look like it was you can't. If you watch enough fights, you've seen people in a triangle. You know what it needs to look like. And
that was not even
that wasn't it. And you have to wonder not only if it was a technique thing, not only if it was a I can't fight on my back thing, whether it was a heart thing, and that whether he just said, well, I've been kind of getting beat up this entire round. I'm tired, so I quit.
Right.
And I hate to say that, but I kind of feel like that's what it was. But I mean, the kid's 19 years old, so he has time to improve his game, which is a cool part. But in no way is he ready to be at the level that he's at.
Yeah. let me continue on saying he had strep throat. Okay. He came out today and said he's been battling with strep throat. All right. He couldn't breathe. JD.
Yep.
Like, he's sick. He didn't want to say anything before that. Strep throat. The guy was on top of him. His mouth guard was in his mouth guard was in his mouth. He felt like he was breathing through a straw. He had strep throat. Ugh. Like, all right, can we forgive him for that? Hell no. So let me set this up again. Ryan Barberina steps on 10 days' notice to fight him. I will say Northcutt looked pretty good in the first round. Mm-hmm. Real crisp. I was impressed. First couple of minutes, I'm like, man, some of those hits have some pop behind him. Like, he's looking pretty good. Second round, hey man,
went for that weird
keep capoeira out of this. Went for that capoeira style kick, and it fucked everything up, man.
It was over,
It was
right
done.
there.
Barberina got on top of him. Was on the wrong side in the half guard, right there, which is everybody's saying you're not on the right side. He didn't even have to work his way to hop over, And I even said too, Sage tapped so quickly, he didn't even look like he tried to squirm out of it. And I said, buck your hips, do something, squirm around, like make it look like you're trying to get out before you tap. You're not going to sleep in that position. You might go to sleep if it was on for real, like on the right side, but in that position, it's just annoying. It's annoying. It hurts. It's not going to put you out though. And that's why I even thought, and it makes me so mad. I forget the name of this damn choke all the time. But it's when you put your shoulder into it. You're almost very similar, and that's what I thought they were going to call it. But you know, man, it bugs me. When we were commentating, Clint put it on too, and I forgot the damn name. So if you guys remember, that's fine. I always forget the name of this choke, but it's where you lean your shoulder into him, and that's what I thought he really got. And I'm like, this dude just got choked out by that. Like
Darce?
No,
it was another one.
Yeah, Darce is coming up and over. I know, it bugs me every time. I should have looked it up before.
Yeah.
You know, we have a show, so I probably should look it up before I say it. But, yeah, you can't... When you've gotten bumped up to a UFC on Fox main card, you're the first fight, you cannot go out like that, man. Like, especially, like I said, the hype train, all that behind him, man. You can't do that. And that just exposed him. Exposed him. It's not his fault either, because the UFC has pumped him up so much, and obviously at 19, what are you gonna say no? But man, can we pump the damn brakes on Sage Northcutt now and let him just get used to the sport? Put him on the prelims, put him on UFC Fight Pass, keep him on UFC Fight Pass for a little bit. Damn, I don't want to see him on a main card again.
And I really think that this is a sport that's craving stars, and he sort of has the look of a star. He doesn't seem to have the personality of a star. But you know, I feel like everybody's giving him excuses because he's 19, and even I do it and say, oh, he's 19. Oh, he's 19. Okay, bro. I'm gonna need you to go into the gym, and I'm gonna need you to work a little bit harder on your takedown, because your takedown defense. Work a little bit on your back, a little bit more, because coming off of the last fight, we saw how he got ground into dust before he got sort of a lucky W. I'll call it that, a lucky W last go around. So yeah, we're gonna need him to go back to the drawing board a little bit, and you know, hopefully the UFC realizes that, man, you know, we need to do the slow development as opposed to the superstar development, and hope that, you know, within, you know, 3 years or so, this guy will be really ready for the prime time. Because if they continue to push him now, that's not going to be the case, and he's going to fizzle out by the time he's 21.
This is my or, and if you guys saw me have a thought like 1 minute ago, I let him finish because I have a thought. Or he can quit fighting altogether, just hang it up, and become a Power Ranger. Become a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger.
He has Red Ranger written all over him.
The movie is coming out soon.
It is.
They're redoing it. Quit now. Go to Hollywood. Easy pickup. Dude looks like he stepped out of freaking Hollywood. Be a Power Ranger. Make $1 million bajillion on that movie when it comes out.
He probably have a clear helmet because they want his hair to show.
Or maybe they'll do a new Power Ranger helmet where the hair comes out of the helmet.
Okay. That's it.
Just him though.
He'd be like the Clear Ranger. Everything would be clear. Like, you should see everything. Not everything.
What kind of movie?
You know, it's a different
movie.
Like
Mighty Morphin Porno Ranger.
Mighty Morphin Porno Rangers. There you go. All right. There you go. All 5,000 people who watch the show, we don't want pictures of the Mighty Morphin Porno Rangers.
I was waiting for when the show took its turn. I'm like, dang, man, we're almost at the BullKick. We haven't took that turn. There we are. So anyway, yeah, I'm very curious. I always say this at the end, but I'm very curious to see what happens next with him. He was already on his hoverboard, spinning a basketball the day after, saying, "Sorry, everybody, we'll get back to it tomorrow." That was goofy for me too, man. No, just do what you need to do. Get to the gym, get better, and then don't take the next fight if they offer it to you on a main card.
And then too, like you feel like who's guiding him? You know, like I feel like there's a certain way you need to be after a loss. First of all, it's not coming with excuses, especially lame ones like strep throat. And then it's not, you know, riding around on a hoverboard and just being like, oh yeah, I'm cool.
Strep throat's like 101. That's how I know he's 19. Because he came out 2 days later and said he had strep throat. That's like fighter 101.
Yep.
Not to come out a couple days later and say you were sick. Like anything else but that.
Yep.
And like I'm like, have you not watched fights for the past 10 years? That's never gone well for anybody that's come out and said they were sick, and that's the real reason. And you know,
I feel like they should just hand him like cards to read and just say, read the card.
yes.
I fought a good fight. I did not expect my opponent to be so strong, and he choked me out. The end.
I feel like he said that too a little bit because I want to say that I read some stuff that he was being pretty accountable for his fight, but then don't do that and 2 days later say you were sick. That just erases it all for me.
Messed it all up.
So
messed it all
that's
up.
all we got. Low kick, Sage, get better, get to the high kick. That's your real goal in life, is to get the high kick on the Kick and Make
Yeah,
Up
forget
show.
belts, all that other stuff.
Hollywood, belts, UFC. What you really want is the high kick on Kick and Make Up.
Yep. And I feel like that was probably like the most bull kicky low kick we've had in a long time, man. That was we kind of went in on Sage.
We did.
And it's not because of his hair.
And it's not, I don't dislike him either. The
No.
UFC made me hate him.
Yep.
Not my fault. I'll still go hang out with him. I'll ride around hoverboards and miss free throws because he missed the shot too when he shot and missed.
But how was his hair looking?
Beautiful.
Exactly.
Just like this too.
Exactly.
Me and him can talk about hair all day long. Looks like I'm like bobbing and weaving in the mic.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, it's still in.
Still got the braid in, huh? Okay.
This braid almost became famous.
Yep.
And that's all I'm gonna say. And I'm being serious when I say Hollywood works very fast. Too fast for me, apparently. So, you guys want to make this hair famous, this man braid, feel free.
Or, if you want the chocolate option, that's why I think I'm gonna do a new Twitter handle.
The chocolate option?
@chocolate option.
I'm
the chocolate option. Yes.
Can I have that handle though and just confuse everybody? Like, it's yours, but I'll run.
Yep.
You run Kick and Make Up. I'll run the
Chocolate option.
No,
Yep.
never mind. I don't want to.
Yep. Either that or we can make a band and confuse the shit out of people and just call it the chocolate options.
Man.
Only one, but hey, that's
We
all
have
right.
something more to talk about after this show.
Yeah.
We won't talk about it right now. It's okay. What we are going to talk about now is the last segment. My favorite, your favorite, everybody's favorite. It's all your guys' favorite, right?
Yep.
That's some bull kick. Oh, we've got some bull kick this week. I told you earlier that we were going to talk about Fabricio Werdum, and he gets the bull kick this week. So he said that if Cain Velasquez didn't pull out of the fight, he would have fought injured. The champions should not have a choice of who they fight. He should be fined for that. I think you should be fined for that. Okay, so let me do some. I did some research. My glasses?
Yep. Pull them up.
This is my research. In 2013, the UFC created a conduct policy which states some guidelines for the fighters to follow as an athlete in their personal life and in the ring, in the cage. Excuse me. I thought that this is very unprofessional and should not be allowed. Conduct. So you're basically saying you're picking as a title holder. You cannot pick your fights. That is not anywhere. It doesn't say, hey, when you get the belt, you tell us who you want to fight.
Yep.
And so I think the fact that he even admitted that, there should be something. He should be fined. He should be penalized. Something should happen to him, admitting that he didn't want to fight Stipe because in case he lost to Stipe, he worked too hard to get the belt, so he values Cain more than Stipe. No, that's not how it works.
Right.
I think that's bull kick, man.
Yeah, I feel like it was either he didn't want to risk losing that belt, or he, like you said, he was trying to pick his opponent, or he wasn't really that hurt in the first place. And that's I think that's the worst part of it, is that you just kind of feel like, man, maybe he really wasn't hurt. And like there's that, you never like it when there's a suspicion of someone sort of like faking an injury for whatever reason it is. And
this is that for sure.
Yeah, and this is, okay, well, I'm hurt, so I can't make this fight. Like,
the timing too. The timing was terrible.
Yep. And if he would have just kept his mouth shut, nobody would ever think that. You just think, oh man, he legitimately got hurt. Now, even if he did, there's going to be that shadow, that cloud over it, saying that, oh man, maybe he was just saying that he was hurt the whole time because he didn't want to lose his belt, or he didn't want to fight Stipe, or whatever it may be. It just just cast a shadow that doesn't need to be there.
They've got to do something about this too, because this is going to open a door that they don't want to open, because there's injuries all the time. And if you're in title fights, get shifted and moved and all over the place. So now we've got the first time where fight was supposed to happen. Stipe Miocic, awesome, man. He earned it. Nobody was mad about that, except for Fabricio Werdum, who says, "Oh, actually, I'm injured." It was the day after. It wasn't even the day after Cain announced it, because that would have even been better. It was the day after they announced Stipe was getting it. It was the day after that. So it just looked terrible. And I just had to, I mean, this can't go on. This can't go on. You've got this conduct policy that's in place. You know, what has come about this? I didn't even know that this has been around for 3 years too.
Right.
So this policy's been around for 3 years. Etiquette. I've heard nothing about this policy. It was a position that they made for Matt Hughes when he retired to keep him current and something, you know, having to do with the UFC. So do something then. Do your job, right? I mean, do
your job, bro.
Do your job, man. Do your job, man. Just kidding. Once again, Matt, I love you. Matt Hughes, I love you. John Jones, I love you. We're just gonna call out every fighter on this episode.
Sage, no.
I'm just frustrated. Just frustrated that this looks bad, man.
You just have strep.
Don't we all have strep? Strep all the time, man. That's my new thing, strep.
Got strep.
You guys know UFC 196, right? Strap. It's just, I want to see something come about this. Nothing is going to come about this until probably 2 or 3 more people do it, and then it's a problem, which is how usually things work out.
Yeah.
So, but you know, if you're a champion, for all the UFC girls like to dim the lights, for all the UFC
bring the show to you.
Don't do this, or keep your mouth shut. Like you said, don't be so honest then, because that didn't work out for him.
If you're a fighter, and this goes for all fighters too, since we like to address everyone, not just the champs, all fighters, everyone. Before you speak, talk to somebody about what you're gonna say. just say something. Just say something to somebody.
Manager,
like a manager, an agent. You know, like maybe I should run this by before I just go out here spewing this type of stuff, because I feel as though if you had someone who was in charge of these things, like it's sort of like Twitter. Like a lot of people say, you know, like you need to make sure that you holster your Twitter. You know, like you need to keep it on lock so that you don't come out and just say crazy stuff sometimes. And he needed someone to be there for him to say, hey man, you know, maybe you don't want to say that because it's going to make you look this and this way. Yeah. And that's sort of just viewing it like he's 100% being truthful. But you know, maybe he isn't, and that's why he, you know, even more reason I guess to come out and say something like this. But I don't know. I just wish that they had somebody, you know, maybe they can get in contact with Chocolate Options, and you know, we can take care of that type of stuff.
We can figure something out.
Yeah,
we can figure something out.
Just run your stuff by us.
Chocolate Options management team.
Yep, I like that.
Jesus. Why did I just see that like a logo and a shirt?
Yep.
Chocolate.
So you gotta lean in.
Yeah, like this. We're either a management team or a new NBC sitcom. You don't know. Chocolate Options. Luckily for us though, his bad, crappy decision got us a free fight night.
Yeah.
We already talked about it, but we get a free Hendricks versus Thompson now. We get a night where we don't have to pay for the fights. That's never happened really with, you know, before they just canceled the whole card. I think they, like we said again, they learned from canceling the card. It was terrible. The fans were mad. You know, this one they gave the fans the option to give back their ticket if they bought it. Free fight night. You can't beat that.
No,
so
you can't.
It kind of opened the door to show the UFC changing, but I know that wasn't Fabricio's intent. Was like, this is gonna make the UFC look great, so I'm gonna do this. So. Yeah, man. That's the BullKick, man. That's the BullKick.
That was pretty BullKicky too.
Yeah, man. So this is that time where the show's over. I see you guys. Like, we need an end segment because we kind of previewed already UFC Fight Night. We got, you know, Bellator coming up, Kimbo Slice. So when we come back in a few weeks, because as you guys have noticed, we're every other week. So you know, we should be talking about Kimbo and Dada, because that'll happen the same week of the show.
I feel like
talk
we can.
about Hendricks too again. The winners of that. We'll talk. You know, I'm sure between now and then some weird shit's gonna happen in MMA like it always does. So.
Of course, and I feel like we can kind of maybe close the show by previewing a little bit, and hopefully, you know, I'm not gonna make any announcements or anything like that, but we got some things that are definitely in the final stages of being planned. We want to own your Tuesdays. That's our goal. So every Tuesday, there's either going to be one of our shows or something else happening, whether it's an interview or, you know, some kind of special something that we put out. Like we want to own your Tuesdays. So that's going to be the goal. Kick and Make Up Tuesdays. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a little sneak peek.
We want to be more than like a Taco Tuesday.
Yes.
Like how Tacos owns Tuesdays.
Yes.
Like if you're gonna eat tacos, you eat tacos on Tuesdays, right?
Yep.
Want Kick and Make Up Tuesdays.
Yes.
You can do both. You can eat tacos and watch our show
At the same time.
at the same damn time.
I like it.
I do too, man.
I like it.
Gotta say a big thank you to Analog Arcade Bar, 302 Brady Street, Davenport, Iowa. Always a good time. We heard some people screaming, playing Jenga in the background.
Right.
NBA Jam over there.
We got people
on.
running in and waving. I don't know if you caught that, but hey,
like
thanks. Come on out.
Big thanks to Neon Energy Drink. Check out glowenergy.neonenergyclub.com for all your neon energy needs.
Yes, I like that.
Boom. Kickandmakeup.com is the website. Kick and Make Up Facebook page. At Kick and Make Up is JD's and the show. At Hybrid MMA is mine. We're on Instagram, YouTube. Obviously, you're watching it. Man, we are everywhere.
Subscribe.
The
Like.
takeover has begun.
Like. It's right there. Like. I think. Yeah, over there. There we
Here.
go.
Oh,
Something
here,
like that.
up
Like.
there. I don't know.
Subscribe is up there somewhere. Like is down there
How
somewhere.
cool would a floating
over there.
like thing be where you have to click
I could
on
probably do that and make it a little game.
Yeah.
See how drunk you are?
duck hunt, but like hunt?
Like hunt.
Like hunt.
You got to say that really. You got to really enunciate that, or else it's going to sound like something else.
Yeah.
How about we just don't say that ever
No,
again?
I'm not going to say it again because I was going to
cool.
say it again, but no. That's it, brother.
I love how the show does get weird at the end, and I like it though. I feel like that's how it
Yeah.
has to be. Like we can't structure the weirdness of this part.
We just take it out and then we're like, well, that's it. All right.
Hey,
Kick and Make Up Show. American Hybrid. Nick Cunningham. Jeremy J.D. Dorsey. Remember, don't solve it in the streets. Take it to the cage and kick and make up. Ooh, I came back with another one.